Hello and welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship 2013 here at the CeBIT in Hanover. Yesterday we started off our kickoff tournament for the WOT Pro League. We saw some awesome games, top teams playing here, some really exciting games, some close games, but we also had some quite strong teams showing how good they are. Today is finally, we were playing for the big money. We had, yesterday was a bit more of a warm-up day, and we already saw some awesome tactics, but talking to the players, they said they're keeping some of their top tactics, hiding them at the beginning just to make sure that the players can't prepare for today. So hearing this, I'm really looking forward to the games, what the teams have prepared. I hope you're all ready. Stay tuned. While you wait for all the games, you can just check out Facebook and Twitter /WOT Pro Leagues and tell us what you think, ask questions whatsoever. And we're going to swing it over to the casters. They're going to give you a little short recap from yesterday, tell you what you can expect today, and then we can get started. So stay tuned. See you in a bit.
Hello and welcome back to day 2 of the Intel Extreme Masters Grand Final here in Hanover Messe, CeBIT,
Hole 23.
Hole 23, yeah. Pretty excited for today. We had a great day yesterday.
Yesterday was really
could have really
amazing.
gone any better because the games were just exciting as hell. I mean, I don't think there was one boring game. I mean,
I can't remember
I can't remember a single boring game.
Not even the map.
No, exactly.
Every map
even
was
when
really
even when we had the game disconnected, we still had a great. It was still a great game.
Exactly,
I mean, it was still good. So I can't wait for today. As Steven said, I mean, it's really about what the teams are going to do to step it up one mark today, isn't it?
I can tell you we will see Abby today, definitely.
Yeah, see, we got Abby. We got Abby. We perhaps can have even, we don't have Ensk, but we can have Abby, which we haven't seen yet. We have Y Park, which we didn't see too much of yesterday.
Not that much,
I don't know why some teams don't like Y Park or Abby that much, but I don't know, maybe they don't have a proper tactic for it. And Abby is so
special
different.
tactics for Abby, because it's so different. And if you play one style, you have to focus on one, because it's so hard to get more than one tactic really good working on this map and train it.
Yeah,
so
it's hard to train Abby. But the first game we have today is Zavisha, 1SPP Zavisha versus Spale, my underdogs, my team. So I hope they come out on top today. They did do pretty well yesterday. They beat Zavisha yesterday as well on their last game, 2-1, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was 2-1. But SPP was playing with 6 or 6.5 players. So and today the team captain is here.
Flex is here.
Much be stronger today. I expect it really strong for today. So we will get 2 really even semi-finals.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then
if you see on the group stage yesterday, we got 3 teams with 6 points and 1 team with 0 points, but the team played with only 6 players. And I think we will also see a short view of the group stage.
Yeah, you'll see the group stage here. This is what it stands at the moment. We've got 3 teams on 6 points. Kazla Crew did start well, winning 2 games in a row. I think it was 2
but also 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah,
so it was still close. It was not that they dominated enemies. It was still close games over the whole day.
They started the day well, and Lemming Train also started the day well. They're the team that won I think they won 2 rounds, 2-0. Which is pretty impressive, and it's your favorite team. So
yeah, it's definitely my favorite for today, and I have to get my beers back.
we went for a little drink yesterday, and it was free beer, so he didn't really count. He still owes me 3 beers from yesterday, so I have to repay that debt at some point, man. But yeah. Yesterday there was a lot of close games. I mean, I called it Formula 1 for tanks. It was so fast. You know, when at the Formula 1, when you have the starting position, everyone goes off the grid. It's just crazy. Exactly. That's how it was yesterday, and it's going to be even more crazy. It's like go-karting today.
And really nice to see new tanks. We saw the T69 yesterday in some battles.
T69.
And even the new VK, no Tier 6 tank with the same hit points, we still get used in the last battles.
Yeah, it was.
And the one we didn't cast, and then the last game we cast.
Yeah, on Mines. We saw
on Mines,
VK,
it looks like he's still a strong tank.
It's definitely a strong tank. I mean, he got nerfed a lot, but I think with that gun, you can't really buff it. You can't really nerf it that much. As long as it's got that gun, which is its main point.
The gun is still the same,
It doesn't even get to 72 kilometers an hour as it is. So, you know, how much of a nerf it is up to you to decide. But see if teams are going to use it today or not. Certainly we'll see the T69 again, I imagine.
Yeah, I bet for this, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we've got a good few matches today. We wrote down all the matches we had yesterday and who won on which map, so we can kind of give you a little rundown later of which teams will do on what map.
Who got the better tactic yesterday in the game between the teams. Yeah,
exactly.
So let's go to today.
Yeah, today's matches will come up on your screen now. We've got Spale versus one SPP Zavisha, that's the semi-finals. And then we've got Lemming Train versus Kazna Crew afterwards.
Yeah.
Those two teams will play each other, and whoever wins that will go and win the 5,000 euros, which is the top prize in this tournament. So, but the first game we have, let's talk about that a bit. We've got Zavisha versus Spale. Starting off on Mainz, my favorite 7-on-7 map by far. And then we've got Himmelsdorf, one of your favorite maps, I think.
My favorite map is more Mainz or
Mainz, you think? Yeah.
And on Mainz we will see a really strong Spale. Yesterday they performed really, really well on Mainz. So I think Spale will win the first map today against SPP on Mainz. But on Himmelsdorf, SPP will come back and we will see a third map. That's my...
I think what we were talking about yesterday, we said we wanted a Polish semi-final, but because of the way the group was split up and everything, we didn't get it, unfortunately. But with Flex back, I think Lemming Train kind of got away a bit, because now they got their team captain back, and if the two Polish teams end up fighting each other in the semi-finals, we could have seen Lemming Train being knocked out very quickly. And Spale have got the same problem here, so we're going to see how that one works out.
Yeah, it's definitely something totally different, and like I say, we see definitely two even semi-finals. There's no favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, these are the best some of the best four teams we have in Europe, so can't really knock them in any way. And but yeah, the last map will be Abbey, as we've been talking about it a little bit. We haven't really talked about it that much, just because no team seems to be picking it.
We can't really say who will win this map. I played in Katowice 3 or 4 times in a row, Abbey, with Automotus in the last game of the first day, and they were performing not that bad. And now they got new players, and they thought it was a tactic. I think they will improve the tactics, and they will be really strong on Abbey. But SPP also well prepared now with a new leader, so I can't anything about the result of this map. Or you want to go the bet?
But yeah, we're going to pop it over to Stephen. He'll have a little chat with the team captains and the players, and then we'll be ready to go into the first round.
Maybe Stephen can ask the teams who will win on Abbey.
Well, yeah, let's have a look at that. So we're going to pop it over to the stage. See you in a second.
Okay then, first game of the playoffs. One SPP Zavisha against Spale. I got both team captains next to me. Starting off with team captain from Spale. Yesterday you finished first in the group. Are you going to keep it up today?
Yeah, we'll try our best, but they have a complete team this time, so we'll see.
Their captain was missing yesterday, so now he's back. Might have some awesome tactics in the backhand. You think it's going to be any problem?
Yeah, I'm a bit scared, but I trust our chances still.
Oh, don't let me down. You know I bet my money on you. You're doing good so far. Keep it up. All right then. Your team finally 7-man here. So you're finally back.
Finally is right. Hopefully, yeah, we shall see.
Oh, yesterday it started a bit disappointing because, you're 6 players, so finished last, but now you got payback time, isn't it?
Yeah, what we can do. There was a fog of war in Cork in Ireland. They've cancelled the bloody flight, so...
Okay then. So I'd say both captains are ready, the teams are ready. So shake hands, fair play. And we can kick this game off, man. Let's get started.
So we're back here at the desk. Yeah, we're still waiting for the last player from SPP to join the battle, that we can start.
Yeah, and a couple of guys from, I think everyone's just checking their ammo and their consumables at the moment. Yeah. But after that, we'll do some tank picking. Yeah. I'm really interested to see if any of the teams have got something up their sleeve, so a little bit something up their sleeve. I mean, we can probably expect to see similar lineups on a map like Mainz, just because we played it a lot yesterday. But maybe a team has a tank.
I think we will see some difference to yesterday.
Yeah.
But maybe we should explain the basics for the new viewers for today, so how it's working, what's going on here in the time. So yeah, we got 42 points per team. Every tank is counted on the tier level as points. 7 players playing, so you have to set up with 7 tanks at 42 points. You can use maximum tier 8 RT, tier 8 tanks.
So any tier 8 tank.
No tier 9 or tier 10 tanks allowed. With a pick system, to get a bit nearer, is one team picks the side of the map and then 2 tanks, then the other team pick 2 tanks, and so on. So that's how it's worked basically. You can use a lot of different tanks. There's no restriction if you use only light tanks, heavy tanks, or artilleries. If you want, you can even use 7 artilleries. Yeah. Make no sense, but you can do
problem,
it.
Yeah. Well, it gives the teams a lot of freedom. It was quite restrictive before, but now teams can pick pretty much whatever tank they want. So it makes the game a little bit more versatile, especially when it comes to 7 versus 7, where there's obviously less than half the amount of players that there usually is in a normal game. So it just allows teams to be a bit more flexible, perhaps even try some new lineups without having to worry too much about ESL or wargaming restricting them on the rules. So also we got a couple of strange rules which you might not have heard about. We've got the tier 8-point draw rule, which pretty much means that a team does not have to win by capping the base or killing all the enemy tanks.
8 points in the lead and
all they have to do is kill as much tanks up to 8 points. So let's say they kill a T-32, which is the American heavy tank, tier 8 heavy tank, and they don't lose any tanks. That means they are 8 points in the lead, and when the counter goes to 0 and it's a draw, it's not a draw, they win because they're 8 points in the lead. So that's just to stop teams killing a T1 Cunningham and then retreating.
Just going back and just camp like hell. They have to play aggressive still, try to kill 8 points. You have to get the lead, and even if the enemy kill T1, you need to kill at least more than one heavy tank, because then you're only 7 points in the lead. So it makes a more intense game. You have to attack more. Both teams have to fight.
It stops camping, doesn't it? Yeah,
exactly. It was a really, really good change. I really liked it.
It's probably the best rule change I think ever. I mean, we had lots of rule changes with tank lineups and stuff, but I think the tier 8 draw point rule was really clever. And it was definitely needed because obviously these maps are huge and the number of players on these maps is very small. So they are designed for 15 versus 15, these maps. So when you hear us talking about why we like mines because it's a small map.
Close to each other.
It's a small map and it's designed almost like it's for 7 versus 7.
You can't evade the other team. You have to fight. There's no chance to camp or just stay only defensive. You can try, but the enemy team got the map control, and then you lost anyways. So you have to go forward. You have to directly try to attack or get in good positions in the mid of the map. Mines is perfect for 7 and 7, I think.
Yeah, I think even Wargaming realized that, because I remember when they were trying to come up with a suitable format for esports, and they made a tournament on the European server. It was called the Drill. It was one of the Drill series actually, and they used mines, and it was just purely on mines.
It was purely on mines.
On mines, and I think they realized after that 7 versus 7 is not just a viable setup for World of Tanks as an esport, but also the map is good, and if they come up with maps more like that, then they can also almost be guaranteed to work in esports and 7 versus 7. So it's good to see that Wargaming are thinking a little bit about esports. I mean, I've looked at a few blogs here and there, and I've heard CeBIT talk about esports. They are going to introduce, I heard, a 7 versus 7 company battle format.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be unbelievable.
I can't wait for it.
I think that is not just good for the pro teams at the moment, like Spale and 1SB Javisha. I think it is good for everyone, because at the moment, if you want
for the teams that just started, you can get so much practice easily. Just click on one button in the game and to get directly 7 enemies. You can test new tactics, try everything, and this would be really, really awesome. I think the team number would be grow easily.
There's already 450 teams playing in Go for What, which is the second biggest Go for What community on the Electronic Sports League. Obviously after League of Legends, but still, I mean, it's pretty incredible the growth we've had. Teams can win a fair amount of gold and a fair amount of money. Having said that,
but if you count 450 teams with 7 players.
It's a lot of battles.
2,800.
If you want to check out Go for What, do check out my streams on Sunday. I start at 3:30 GMT +1, so Central European time, and that carries on straight to the finals. I'll be trying to pick teams that are both new to the game and experienced. Obviously, as we go into the final, the more experienced teams are usually the ones that are there, just because they know how the format goes and they're more used to 7 versus 7. But esports is pretty easy to get into in World of Tanks. We were talking about just now the company battles, but it's still, to this day, 7 versus 7 is very easy to get into. Go for What, we've got ESL setting up tournaments here and there. We've got Easy 8 from wargaming.net, kind of a casual tournament, but still you can earn, I think it's 6,500 gold, something around that number. It's pretty nice, a little payday.
But I think I have to interrupt you. The teams are ready.
The 2 teams are ready.
I just write we are ready, so we will soon go into the map. You will see the short map introducing, the short video about mines, and then we can directly go live.
Yeah, but this will be the first map of today, first game of today. This is best of 5, so a team has to win 3 games.
No, it's best of 3.
Best of 3? Semi-finals,
okay. I also thought it was best of 5.
Best of 5 in the finals.
No, it's only best of 3 in the semi-finals. Third place game and final will be best of 5, so we will also see all maps.
So best of 3, the team has to win two games. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see a map video, and then we'll be going to the first game of the Intel Extreme Masters Grand Finals here in Hanover.
CeBIT.
And welcome back. I'm following Spale, while Marcus Magus will be following 1SBV Visha. This is the first game, and it looks like Dovahkiin is going straight for that hill with Muppety. I'm just going to quickly head over to Marcus's screen to see exactly what 1SBV Visha
is going with the 330-90s to the city. 5100 T32 will block the hill, looks like. T1 is directly following the 1390s. I think they're playing without Artie with 5 tanks, so they will do a fast push with the 1390s to the city, and then just following with the 5100 and T32 on the hill. I just will follow them. I think I should switch to one of the 1390s fast. What they are going here into the city, they're playing really aggressive. They didn't hide behind the wall. Just going for a push.
It looks like the T2 light tank on Muppety is actually trying to spot the 1SBV guys, but he does get taken down, unfortunately.
Really early without getting any proper information. The 1390s is 3, still pushing for the base, and spot now Thierry. And I think we will directly see the big fight in the base.
As we saw yesterday, Spale are using two T2 lights. But
where's Artie located? Is Artie in the base? Yeah,
there's a big engagement going on in Spale's base as 1SBV is pushing onto Theory and Moki Lumi. If I just pop over to Theory, but Theory does go down, but this could be a good and a bad move for 1SBV. They could be caught a little bit with their pants down, as with Spale. It depends if they can pull this offensive movement out, move out, but also Eurofish and the artillery, the team leader of Spale, goes down. And it looks like Muppety is just trying to get some shots onto 1SBV as Dovahkiin and that T69 comes behind. THE Flex has only got to shoot one more to kill him, and he takes him down.
Yeah. But there's still one T8 in the lead. Oh, okay, now it's even. It's a 1390 and a T32 against T69, but Vatila is really done with 9% hit points.
But there's no artillery to finish him off, and Masi is actually capping in the 1SBV base. How will they get back without getting shot down by Dovahkiin and Vatila?
They got T1 in the base to reset the cap. The point is Naughty is on 50%, and Flex is now pushing for T69, and I think Flex will finish him fast, and then they can
Flex
easily reset the cap.
And Vatila can get some shots on him. Vatili's actually got a hold down position, so he could just kill him, no problem. And Dovahkiin does get the last shot on him, but Naughty B comes around and takes him down. Bad timing from
Naughty. He has to be earlier in this position to just save them and his mate.
But this is what I'm talking about. Fast, exciting games from the get-go. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning, but these teams are red hot already. Dovahkiin trying not to use any ammo by just ramming that T1 to death. He will get the ram as the T1 cannot actually
we got this T1 here, Andrew, and he can easily reset the T2 light. Like you see, he just waited for the time, didn't get spotted. T2 light didn't know that he is spotted from him. He just drive through and resets the cap, so it's even. It's a T32 against a T69, and the T32 got 660 hit points. What's up with this T69? How many hit points?
T69, Dovahkiin is on 81%. That's 1,088 health. He's going to push up behind Naughty B. I imagine he will be able to take down Naughty B with his auto loader.
I think Naughty have done a mistake. He's just driving to the water and to the open field, and the T69 can just shoot from the hill in cover and didn't get spotted anyway, so got a really nice cover to finish him. I think the T69, Dovahkiin should be managed to kill Naughty.
Yeah, Naughty, Dovahkiin will just be able to go in that hold down position and get some shots off onto him.
Yeah.
One shot, but he does
second hit.
He only just hits that track of those tracks of the T32. The tracks of the T32 are extremely absorbent. They do take quite a lot of punishment. You often do 0 damage hits, as we saw in that case, and only 189 damage shot from Dovahkiin.
Yeah, but Naughty is waiting here if we switch out.
This is Dovahkiin is actually one of my favorite players to watch in World of Tanks. He's one of the best players in World of Tanks. I'd like to see how he actually takes on these two players. Andrew Hull will actually be going back to. Imagine he will be going to the base of
but you know, get the hit, he miss. The point is, if he reloaded, he will manage to kill him. Yeah, it looks like he reloaded.
Yeah, he's reloaded.
Okay.
So this looks like Spale can actually have it, since it takes 1 minute and 50 seconds to cap the enemy team's base.
Yeah.
So Dovahkiin's actually in the cap, but the question is, will Andrew be able to reset Dovahkiin and perhaps even force a draw? But there's still 7 points. The T69 is a tier 8 tank, so Andrew's a tier 1, so there's only 7
driving
point
up to
difference.
the hill, but I think he can't have got any chance. Now he get also spotted as well. So it will be over soon. And yeah, like I expected, Spale is really strong on mines and will take the first round here.
I mean, 1SBB did play extremely offensively at the beginning, pushing into the cap, but the problem was Dovahkiin managed to get behind a couple of them and get some good shots off. I mean, it's always very hard to push on a map like Mines from just one side, and it didn't pay off for them.
And the main problem was 3090 who was going for this really one-shot T69, get tracked in the open and just get 6 shells from behind from the other T69, and that was a big mistake, that he can't wait for his mate, for the T32 pushing from the hillside in cover, and he get fire from behind without any help. It was a 2-on-1, it was useless. He didn't manage to kill his T69 even with full hit points.
Yeah. I think we could see the problem with the T32 there. Without that autoloader, it's very hard to beat a tank with an autoloader when you don't have full health, because it just simply could just out DPS it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And obviously the T32 is a lot slower than the T69, so the T69 could catch up with it, no problems at all. And yeah, as you saw, Dovahkiin just had to sit there and get the damage off. 97, 98, 99. 100, and the first game goes to Spale.
Yeah, well played. They were a lot under pressure, but they stay calm and just play the game. And yeah, in the end,
it's very hard to say to stay calm when at the first few seconds of the game, the other team just pushes straight into your base. You lose an artillery, your team leader. So good job, Spale keeping their heads cool there. So, but you know, it's the first game, and it's not even we're not even 20 minutes into the tournament, and we've already got one of the best games I've ever seen in one of the things.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, I think where we stopped yesterday, we start today.
Yeah,
directly full in action without any delay, full speed.
I think it's all the Red Bulls they've had.
Possible, yeah.
But I think that's the thing, though, Spale. I mean, my favorite game yesterday was that game on Himmelsdorf. We saw Spale actually taking the initiative beautifully against Lemon Train. Yeah, Lemon Train are a very, 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 very good team on city maps, and especially Himmelsdorf, the archetypal city map on World of Tanks. So I want to see. I think we can expect some of the better games from Spale in this tournament. Yeah. But you know, every game is going to be good from every team. So it's hard to say at this point.
But I think on this map on Himmelsdorf, SBP is my favorite. I think they will draw this.
Yeah, I think they could possibly. As we've seen on Mines, 1SBP are taking the initiative pretty extremely. So I'm wondering if they're going to do the same on Himmelsdorf, or are they going to take it a little bit more easy and let perhaps Spale push onto them?
That's the question, but I think we will see it soon. But
we're just going to have a short commercial break, and we'll be back in a few seconds for the second game of the first semi-finals, Intel Extreme Masters Grand Final in CeBIT. Hi and welcome back. We're just waiting for the two teams to ready up. We will be going through the tank picking on this map, since it's pretty interesting to see what variation of heavy tank and perhaps even a T69 these two teams will be using on Himmelsdorf. The next map is Himmelsdorf, and the last map we have is Abbey. So if 1SBB does take this map, then we will be seeing Abbey for the first time on this tournament, which I can't wait. On your screens right now is the team of 1SBB Shavisha. We've got the Flex on with the hat on. I think that's Flex, the team leader.
Is on the left upper side, and directly in front of us is Nitrous. And I think the guy next to him is Furious, if I remember right.
Yeah. Furious is right at the end, I think.
Right at the, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, but they're looking pretty relaxed at this point. But having said that, this is the final day. So if they lose this one, they are out of this tournament, and they won't have any money in the. Well, they have a little bit of money, I think, in the pocket.
Yeah, you will also get a bit, but I think they're relaxed because they know how strong is Spale on mines. I think they maybe expected that it's possible to lose on mines because there's a really strong team, and they performed really well yesterday as well. So I think the focus on Himmelsdorf and Abbey.
Yeah,
from SB. They said, okay, maybe mines is possible that we lose, but we got still 2 maps to win this game. You have to win 2, not only 1. So it's okay for us. And like I see, the tank picking is done.
We got mostly MX-5100s and
Spale is playing
T32,
with 3 5100, and SPP is playing with only 2, and the other tanks are only T32. So nothing special, no T69, no KV5. Just basic setup.
Just T32s and MX-5100s.
Yeah, exactly,
Looks like the two teams are just not actually risking anything at this point. They're just going with the more classical tanks on this map. The 5100s, the Tier 8 French tank, and the Tier 8 American tank, the T32. So it's just going to be about which team uses those tanks the most effectively, I think.
But that's also showing perfectly that yesterday the teams had time to test on the high level. We talked yesterday about it's more the practice day. We have to test new tactics, train against the best teams in Europe. Normally you have not the chance because you got training opponents, but mostly not the same big teams. Yeah, let us go to the map. We get the short overview about Himmelsdorf, and then we start.
And welcome back. This is the second game, Spale versus 1SBB Shavisha, Polish versus Finnish. Who will come out on top? I do not know. All I know is I want to see Leamington versus Spale with a classic grudge map between both our favorite teams and also teams that's had a pretty rough ride before against each other in other offline tournaments. So, but anyway, this is it's going to be an interesting match as Spale has got 3 5100s, perhaps a little bit unusual. Usually you only see 2, but today they decided to take 3, obviously the more damage, but also that 45-second reload.
The spot is 3 T32s from SPP right directly at the start if we switch to my vision. You see that they're staying on 2-3 line, like right common in the window with the T32s. One is covering the 4th line, and the 2 5100s just going up to the hill. Actually, I can't switch to my vision, but I can just tell you what happened here. Yeah, and the 5100s driving up to the hill with the T1 in front to just scout the area and make secure there's no enemy T1 on the hill. Try to kill him before they go up with the 5100s.
It looks like Maisie is actually spotted and stuck there. He cannot. I don't think he can reverse because he can get shot here, and he cannot go forwards because he can get shot there. So he's a bit stuck at the moment. But you know, if he does get past and he manages to get to this position here, he'll be in an extremely good position just to spot these guys, these 1SBB players right here. So it could go both ways for him.
No, on the hill we see the T1 fight. I think it's really important who will win this fight on the hill. If they manage Andre to kill Mokilu, or he tried to and managed to kill the SPP tank, I think this will be a game-changing moment. If the T1 die at this position, you got the total loss of the map control, especially for Spale.
Everyone seems to underestimate the power of a T1 Cunningham, on Himmelsdorf especially. Whoever wins this battle will be able to go into the enemy cap pretty freely. Oh, but it looks like Moki Lumi is going to lose this one, as Andrew at home only takes 7% damage. He was obviously in cover, and his turret was showing the strongest part of the T1. and Mokilumi
like
had to run away.
Spale directly react on the minimap that they're just driving to the right side with 3 tanks to just cover this area because they expected something is on the hill. And the 250-100s can shoot to the G line and just make a lot of pressure on the tanks in the G line.
I think this might have even been a little bit of a bluff from Spale. They knew the 50-100 will be coming off the hill.
Yeah, but they're directly pushing forward on the 8 line. No, this attack is going on the 8 line. And Butcher with the 50-100 directly noticed it and they're just driving back with flags in him to support the T-32s.
As a Eurofish in the Wargames CeBIT Pro 12 account pushes that T1 to death. He is hull down, but the MX-50-100 doesn't have any turret armor, so Eurofish is kind of screwed here. But the T-32s from 1SPP are in a lot better position because they are hull down. But it really depends on what Dovahkiin and Vatila can do.
This Spale 50-100 is really, they can't waste so much shells. They hit it only 1 time and use 4 or 5 shells, and if it's come to the big brawl, they're nearly empty now. So it's really high risk from Spale, but this was a bad move from Naughty, just moving forward into the open against 3 50-100s. That was really, really bad move by him.
And Dovahkiin's going to come behind. He does miss that shot onto Furious. Furious is on 64%. He will be the next target for Spale, but Spale's base is getting capped by that T1 Cunningham. They will be sending back the T1 Cunningham there, but will Furious go down before he manages to take down the MX-5100? And he will.
Yeah, but Butcher and Flex just joining now with 6 shells on both, and the 5100 from Spale are all in reload, I expect. So they only can do one thing, run. And they also have to go back to reset the cap from Andrew.
And Capo is on 3%. He will go down any second now. But the T1 Cunningham is going to try and stop the cap. 1SPP's only last chance to win this map is by killing Andrew Holm. THE Flex does take down Eurofish, the team leader of Spale, but Muppi is going to try and ram the T1 as he doesn't want to waste a shell. Obviously, with that
I think he's still on reload. He didn't got the shell. And Butcher from SPP is also on reload. No, and Flex also have to reload. The point is now they got 150-100 who is soon reloaded, and SPP have to run because they're 50-100 in the reload. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Cat and the mouse change the position. Now the mouse is running after the cat.
But the T-32s are significantly slower than the AMX-50-100, so they will have a hard time keeping up. And that AMX-50-100 will be running, well, not running, he'll be chasing down Muppety in the AMX-50-100. As you can see, he is reacting to that and running away.
Muppety will now face off Butcher, and I think he's reloaded. They shoot the first shell and get one. Oh, that was bad.
Muppety should try and turn right, or he can stand and fight. He will be able to get one shot onto Butcher, but Butcher will take him down. Muppety did shoot first, so he'll get shot onto him. Unbelievable,
nice
Muppety takes down Butcher. Spale using their team play excellently with those T-32s, supporting
really
Muppety
nice
from behind.
By them. And now it's done. The 2 T-32s just joined the fight, and Flex got absolutely no chance to escape. And it's a 3-on-1. The T-32s are really on full hit point. I think this was a really bad move from SPP that they push with 3 T-32s on the 5100. They should stay and focus on the 2 T-32s to get this T-32s out, and then only the autoloader gun. When they're empty, you can kill them easily. And I missed the point and attacked the wrong side of the
I think it was a little bit of heavy miscoordination there as well, with Naughty B pushing a little bit too hard in front of his teammates. And he just took so much damage without the rest of his team.
You can't move forward in 3 autoloader guns, it's not possible.
Exactly, even if they've shot a couple of times, it was still a bad move from him. So we are going to be analysing moves like that in a second as we get Simon up here.
For the interview first,
with
Steven, and then later we go with Simon for the analyze desk.
So Steven will be talking to Eurofish from Spale, the team leader of Spale now, so you can get his point of view on things, how the battle went. I think it went pretty easily for them.
I think they had a bit luck that SPP do this mistake move.
I think SPP did kind of make a little bit of a mistake on mines, and I think they made a little, not such a mistake, they just made a basic heavy tank move error, a player skill error.
But I didn't expect that they do some mistakes with a leader here now. That was quite strange. I didn't expect it.
No, I didn't either. I thought they would perhaps have a little bit more tactics, but they could have been so disheartened from yesterday that they didn't have the motivation.
They had so much pressure that they want to perform really well today that it was too much, and they didn't manage to hold this pressure, and just do those mistakes.
But we're going to toss it over to Steven, and he'll do the interview with Eurofish, so bear with us before we have our analysis.
What a game. Spale versus 1 SPP Savisha. It was really intense. I was watching it first. It was looking pretty good for 1 SPP. I thought, okay, their team captain's back. It's going good now. But you just keep cool-minded and just played it off. So what was your secret?
I have no idea. I don't know how we won that game.
The last game on Himmersdorf, you was getting flanked from the side. It was looking really bad like that. Their T32s in the hold down position. Your T32s were coming a bit late, and then you was getting flanked. We still managed with your team play, and at the end, it was Mopetti on a low health. The other tank, 800 HP, but your team, all three together, focus the shots, and then you just take them down. So your team play is awesome. Do you have any secret why? How come your team is so good, or how they're working so good together?
We have great players now. We changed the team and got the best I could find in Finland.
Sorry?
I took the best players I could find, Finnish guys.
Yeah, that's good. So, the Finnish community is pretty small compared to other communities, but it looks like your community is bringing out the best players. So even though you've got a small community, the quality is just really good. So will we be seeing this team in future events as well? Are you going to try to stick to this lineup?
Yeah, we'll stick to this team and this lineup.
That's good. If you build up a team, you can only get better. So, first game of the day. You won it. You're in the finals now. You're going to win it all?
Yeah, of course.
Good. I'm betting on you, so I need it. You celebrate with your team. Have a break. Next team's coming up. Next game's coming up. It will be Lemming Train against Kazna Crew. They have a bit of a payback from yesterday. Kazna Crew was disappointed that they lost the game. They're really hot. They want to win this game, so I'm really looking forward to it. So, we can swing it over to the analyzing desk. Have a look at the game, because there was a lot to see there, and then we can carry on with the show. See you later.
Welcome back. This is the analysis desk, which happens to also be the caster booth.
It's just like me running in and
It's not like one of those James Bond revolving doors where we're just like going whoop and we're in a different room. It's just the same place.
It would be good though if you just went
round. We should get that. That would be the coolest thing ever. But it switches around as like a tank there.
Pop-up jackets on our side.
I just come up for the...
But yeah, the first game of the day, we had mines first.
Hell, those games were amazing.
Such good. I mean, they literally just had breakfast. They're like, they just have breakfast and they just sit down and it's like, boom, done. You can tell these guys are gamers.
Saying, we were talking to the guys last night, we were talking to the Zavisha guys, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Our captain's here now. We're going to own. And Spale were like,
what's up, bros?
Don't worry about it.
So cool. I mean, the Finnish
those guys Spale just turned it up. Seriously, those guys just trashed. That was crazy.
SPP tried something totally new. They played with 33090s without RT.
Yeah, so we jump to a replay, maybe that would be good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
let's go.
I think we will off this computer this time.
Yeah, we're just going to use
replay 6. It should be
replay 6.
Replay 6. There we go.
There we go. We're starting on Muppety in the T2 light tank. He does a little bit of a mistake here. He's way too aggressive, trying to spot the 1SB Visha guys, even though he probably knows that they're there.
Yeah, and I was listening to Kazna. I was talking to Kazna guys watching the game, and they were like, Zavisha had this.
Yeah.
Like, they made a big mistake, and I think it was the T32, actually their captain, that made the big mistake in this. Is it T32
in the late game,
AMX, like, he made a big mess up in the late game, and that was really where the actual issue came.
But this is probably, I think this is the first move and probably their biggest mistake. They don't manage to get Theory down fast enough, and then Moki Lumi does get so many good shots on him. He's in such a perfect position to counter that move from
and the angle, if you look, the angle he's got there is, I mean, it's only a light tank, but even with a light tank, the angle that you can put on that, I mean, I think he bounces 2 shells or something in this fight just to make it even more difficult for the guys. And 1SPP, once they were down, they were just easy pickings for the T69.
But they get what they want with this mostly going to the base, destroy the enemy artery, and then they're trying to force on the other 3090s. But the mistake was a few seconds later.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Spale are only 3 tanks at this point, but they've got those 2 T69s. And
exactly.
The 269s, and the mistake was the reload does it, doesn't it?
We got a one-shot T69 here, you see?
Yeah.
And then normally the T32 can move down the hill easily. He didn't have to shoot, he only can ram him and he's done. But now they decided to move with the 3090 from behind, and the base T69 shoot all the time from behind. So he didn't even manage to kill this 9% T69.
Yeah.
And that's a big mistake.
This was a big mistake by Flex
coming
here.
from that, now he get tracked, and it's in the open.
He's got a T69 at the back there.
And he got really nice cover behind this rack as well. This was also a nice move from him.
It's a beautiful play by Attila.
Exactly.
And he just gets pinned.
A lot too late.
The damage is done. The damage is done, right.
That was a winning move, I think, right there. And obviously Dovahkiin playing well here.
Actually, Dovahkiin taking out that T32 at the end there was That was some impressive.
He just did the maths, you know. He knew that you couldn't die unless he bounced all his shots, so he just got the shots in and he got it over with.
And actually, the T69 has really good penetration on that gun, so it's very unlikely you're going to bounce with premium ammo. So
it's heat, isn't it? Heat ammo.
But look at this, 3 kills so far.
Yeah.
What is he? 4 kills or 5 kills at the end of the game?
He deserved it for the team.
Definitely man of that game. I mean, wow, amazing game.
I think Spale's T2 light play could improve a little bit. If I was going to critique their team at all, I would say their T2 lights, but it's really hard to critique the team since they've played so well.
The question is why the T2 lights stay as long in the cap. You get it definitely in the lamp, and you know the T1 spotted me. So why didn't go out and try to search and find the T1?
After taking one shot, then you just got to run and find the T1 because you have got more HP.
Directly aimed T1, you can't escape with the T2 light. So not enough hit points to escape. So you better directly drive around, find this T1, try to kill him directly, and then start capping. Because SPP guys know, okay, we got no cap pressure because we got a T1 to reset anyways. So we don't have to go back with a heavy tank. And if the T2 light managed to kill the T1, they know, okay, we have nothing to reset. We have to go back with maybe the T32 or whatever.
Yeah. And again, we see the T69 just taking advantage of a hillside. And the T69 is just so amazing. It's such a great tank for it. So short, it's able to actually point over that hill. Great gun depression, so it can take down, and even a T32 hold down over there. It's got no chance.
It's just the T32 is too static. It doesn't have enough. It doesn't have enough firepower. It doesn't have enough maneuverability to take one of these autoloading guns.
It's an all-rounder, right? Yeah. I mean, it can take on an autoloader. If it went head-on to an autoloader and they both had full health, the T32 would come out probably on top.
Let's say it was an AMX 5100, but if the AMX 5100 bounced one shell, which is easily possible, especially if you angle your tracks, then T32 can win. But then the AMX 5100 can just run away, so it's always hard to call.
Well, that's why the T69 is just such a nice tank for esports format, because it's tier A, it's a medium, it gives that speed, which helps to really take on the French tanks especially. You know, it's a really good counter. So I think we're just going to see it more and more in esports.
We are going to see it more and more.
So anyway, move on to map number 2, which was Himmelsdorf. Mines. I'm like, watching Mines, there we go. And this game was Spale's game, seriously. These guys trashed them on this game.
We saw them lose the first game on Himmelsdorf yesterday just because they took the initiative, but they didn't execute it correctly. But then the next game they improved so much more.
This was like watching a Russian team play. Seriously, I mean, it was... The Russian teams on Himmelsdorf, this is what you see. There's a small mistake, and then there's just a decisive strike, basically. And this is what this was. I mean,
I just think they're so intelligent play. They use a T1, and it acts as a complete distraction. They know SVP's tactic on this map. They knew they would send the AMX 5100. They knew they would try and take the other T1 out with the T1. And then they knew the AMX 5100 would be going down the hill, so they push all tanks behind, knowing that they're missing one AMX 5100, and they're just winning the firefight.
The big mistake here was when the Spale guys pushed forward with the AMX 5100s, and they had T32s coming up the left-hand side. From then to have a situation where the 1SPP guys had a really good hold-down position on their T32s, and they decided to push against 3 AMX 5100s. You don't do that.
No, but I think that's like a slightly maybe like inexperienced mistake. I mean, perhaps they're under a lot of pressure because, you know, in random battles, people seem to prefer to take on a tank from the front, then get shot behind it. Even if it means that if they get shot from behind a few times, they'll live. But they won't live if they get shots from the front. So I think that's perhaps what they thought. They didn't want to get shot from behind. I don't know.
I think that Spale at that point, they knew exactly what they were going to do. It looked like they had twice as many tanks the entire game.
They know that T1 is so aggressive. They definitely know, okay, we spotted only T32s on the left side of the map, so at least minimum 151 is up on the hill and just waiting for the T1 to get killed. And after the T1 was killed, they know, okay, now they're driving up to the hill with the 5100s.
I almost think they planned that. I almost think they went, okay, we're going to feint, we're going to use this.
Look how quickly they send the
directly sends to the 8 line. It's directly T1 spotted, okay, we switch the side with 51 pushing forward. The timing was a bit, the T32s to arrive a bit late, but the SPP guys done a mistake to attack the 5100s. If the SPP just stay in the position, one T32 shoot on the 5100s, hold the position and say, okay, they don't push for me, just wait. They maybe had crushed these 2 T32s pushing into 3 of them.
I would have said before this game that the winner is going to come from the other bracket. But actually I would say now that Spale are the team to beat. These guys are scary,
after the semi-finals,
scary team right now. So
favorite.
I mean, it is going to be a really intensive next bracket, which is the next team is Hanover versus Lemmings, which is a little bit of an interesting game. But I know that there was a bit of smack talk on the transport.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Between Spale and 1SBP. So I'm expecting, these teams are having a good time, like teasing each other a bit, which is pretty funny.
But yeah, back to the game. I think, for me, I think this was a mistake by Spale, but it wasn't a mistake at all. Like they could have used the MX-5100B just to completely go up this place and not get shot by the T-32s. Yeah, but that means that the T-32s
we have two AMX-5100s here, and the B7 doing nothing. They're just nothing. There's no point.
But then when the T-32 comes around, it makes sense. It all makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, it was such a good move.
The T-32s were a bit late from the time.
They were a bit late,
but maybe it was good that they are late, because SBP didn't notice them in time and just tried to finish this 5100s.
They almost took no damage whatsoever from that. And actually an AMX got away, was able to reload from that point. So it was just a phenomenal, decisive decision by Spale. And to be honest, like I said, that reminds me of a Russian strategy. Watching that Russian bait, they bait them in and then they just close their gates on them. And it was such a good game to watch, such a good game. Anyway, I believe that we are on our way to a commercial.
Yeah, we're going to have a little commercial, then we'll be back for the next semi-final, and then Simon will go and get me a sandwich, I think, or something, or a beer.
No, you haven't won any. You haven't won any bets against me yet.
Damn it! later.
Yeah, so I think the next set of games are going to be really, really exciting. I think that.
Of course.
I hope we will.
I think Kazna really. They have a slight advantage, but I know that Mojo had a bit of an eye infection this morning, so maybe they've been shaken a little bit. They had to make a quick trip to the pharmacy to get it sorted out. He says that as long as it's a placebo, he doesn't mind, and he's going to go for it. So
hopefully it's 100%.
Yeah, I think they should be fine. I mean, those guys are pretty resilient.
I think still Mojo could have one eye completely taken out, and he'd still be one of the best players on the World of Tanks community.
Mojo is such a nice, friendly guy, but he's also a really good leader for their team, and he's really able to control them. I think Stephen's a bit exasperated that he's giving him one-word answers in his interviews. But, hopefully Mojo, that's how they work, those guys. They're ready for the kill at the start.
Exactly.
I think they keep it short and sweet, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, I think that's basically it.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. We will basically pass it over to a commercial break.
Yep.
And we will be back with
second semi-final, Kazna against Lemming Train. And hopefully with Abby. I want to see Abby.
I want to see
some Abby. It will be the finals. Will be Abby.
Definitely.
5 games. Well, we know it's
Abby in the next game. Not only in final and third place game.
So, what do you guys think? What's your predictions? I know your prediction is Spale.
For the final.
What are you going for?
Yeah, I'm still on Lemming Train.
You're still on Lemming Train.
I'm still on Lemming Train.
So Spale
I trust
versus
the guys.
Lemming Train.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, see you in a bit.